Good afternoon, everybody. Who is about? We are cooking today. But before I start, I'm going to do the prize draw and then we will crack on. So, our last three winners from the Cumberland cheese top pie that we made were Kirsty Sloan, Naomi Desmond, and Anne Patton. Anyway, Anne. Your prize is already in the post because you messaged me back. You were our last three winners. On Saturday night takeaway, we did sweet potato barges and vindaloo. It was hot and I only put half the packet in. And we had 157 shares. So we have one prize in the pot. Here we go. It's not number 6. It is number 145. Right. So today I'm going to do 2 meals with one lot of cooking because I've got a massively busy week, probably like a lot of you. And this is how I stay on plan, but it also helps. Do you know, if you're on a budget, it's gonna like bring that right down. So if you have shared, just comment shared, just like Becky has done, and Dawn, thank you very much. And if you're a newbie tuning in for the very first time, come and say hello so we can make friends. Right, so today I'm gonna make the Cuban beef stew, which I have done before, which is out of this book. It's Slimming World's SP Sensations. Can anybody write that in the comments, because I'm sure people are gonna ask. So Slimming World's SP Sensations, and it's the Cuban beef stew in here that I'm going to be making. But I'm going to do a little tweak on it so that I can get 2 meals out of it. And then I'm going to make one into a pie. So we're going to have the Cuban beef stew tonight. And we're going to have that with rice or cauli rice and veg. And then tomorrow I'm going to use the other part of the Cuban beef stew. Well, I'm going to make it today. I'm going to use the other part of the Cuban beef stew. And I'm going to put the mashed potato on the top that we made for the Cumberland pie with the mustard and the egg. Because it tasted amazing. So I'm going to have 2 meals. And this is massively going to help with the budget. So I will post the recipes and the pictures tonight. So if you're not already done so, thank you, Becky. Make sure you are following the page so you can see first and you're not going to miss anything. And I will upload it onto the YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to tip it round so you can see. I am going to tweak it and put extra speed in as we go. I've not got my meat out. Let me get it. Right, are you ready? Are you ready? So my potatoes are in this saucepan here. They are already boiling, so I can do the mash for the pie. So here's the big pan. We're going to fry light it and get the onions on. So this is meant to be charred, so the pan is going to blacken a little bit, but don't worry, it all cleans off. Thank you, Jean. How are you? Hi, Betty. How are you? Good morning, Sheila. No, it's not morning, it's afternoon, but thank you for the share. Right, pan on. We want to char it. We're going Cuban, guys. Cuban beef stew, and then we're going to make a pie as well. But I'll post a picture of the pie later so you can see. But this is a really good way of just doubling up one lot of cooking and keeping the cost down. So if you're on a budget, because I know things are quite hard right now, this is going to be perfect for you. So the recipe says 1 onion, but I'm making 2 meals out of this. So we're making it go further. Hi, Michelle. Cuban beef stew, and then we're making a Cuban pie as well. Just like making my own names up as we make these. So I've put like 3/4 of a bag of diced onions from Aldi. They're like, is it 69 or 89p? Really cheap. So we're going to fry them and we want them to look charred. How are you, Laura? Thank you for the share. Hi, Jill. Hey, Karen. Karen's new. Everybody say hi to Karen. Hey, Karen. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see, you can hit the share button, comment shared, and you'll be in the prize draw. And if you also like what you see, if you click follow, you're going to see the recipe later, because I always post the recipe and the pictures of the food the same day. Hey, Evelyn. How are you? I'm good, thank you. all good in the hood. I've got a busy day, a busy week, busy month, just like everybody else. Thank you, Victoria. Hi, Christine. Thanks, Elaine. Right, so we're just charring the onions, and I've got my mashed potato. Do you know what? They're about ready, so I'm gonna drain my mash whilst we're waiting. Go. I've had so many people message me about the Cumberland pie. You guys loved it. Margaret's a newbie. Hey Margaret. Everybody say hi to Margaret. Hi Rachel, how are you? So we're just frying off the onions. They take a little bit longer when they're frozen because we've got to defrost as well whilst they're cooking. But hey ho, we're going into another lockdown and frozen veg is going to keep you on track. So go fill your freezer, guys. Then you won't have to go back to the supermarket. First time viewing, Maria. How are you? Marie, sorry. Marie, that's because my cousin's called Maria. Marie, if you haven't already done so, you can make sure you're following. You're not going to miss anything then. Hi, Michelle. I'm good, thank you. Where do I get... Hang on. Where did you get your pans from? My pans were a wedding present and they're from John Lewis. Everybody asked me. So, oh gosh, I'm trying to think how many years we've been married. Was it 13? 13 years this year we've been married. And 18 years together. He puts up with a lot, doesn't he, that Mr. Wheelie Bin? He'd tell you that. Oh my God, how he's lasted this long. He says it's like living with a tornado ripping through the place. I'm in the UK, Donna. Hi Jackie, thanks for the share. Oh, Donna's in America. Wow, how's things over there, Donna? Have we got anybody else from another country in the house? Say hello. Thank you, Sarah and Jackie. Oh, we're laughing. Is that it, living with a tornado? Yes, probably. So my pan's starting to brown and blacken around the edges. Don't worry, it's meant to. We're going for the charred taste. And your pan will scrub off. Good bit of elbow grease. Sif's really good for scrubbing pans as well. Hey Sarah, how are you? Angie's in the UK. Don't forget to hit the share button. Let's see if we can get like a max. Do you know the most viewers we've ever had on one of these lives is just over 200,000 views. Do you reckon we could top that? Maybe it's not going to be yummy enough to top 200,000 views, but we're going to have a lot of shares to top that. I think that was the pizza pockets that I made with Holly and James. That's on the YouTube channel. And I'll share all the links tonight, so make sure you're following. Do you think we can top that? That's a lot of views, isn't it? It's a bit insane that many people have watched us make pizza pockets. Thank you, Sarah. Right, onions are charring, pan is charring. Next up, we're going to chuck the carrots in so they char too. So all I've done is peel and chop my carrots into batons before I've come on here. I'm going to post the recipe later, so just make sure you're following. I've put a lot in. Remember, this is going to make 2 meals. And it's going to be cheap. Like at the minute, this meal probably stands us with carrots and onions at about £1, okay? Pink stuff. Oh, do you know what? I saw that pink stuff in Aldi, and everybody keeps going on about it. Maybe I should have grabbed one. Andrew says I'm always burning pans. Marie's in Ireland. Oh, I love Ireland. Such an amazing country, and I love your accent as well. We've got some Irish girls in the team, and when I talk to them, I'm like, oh my God, I love your accent. You've been Christmas shopping. I've almost done. Keep meaning to get online and just finish the last bit. My brother is the hardest person in the world to buy for. He's the one I'm really struggling with. I've got something in mind. Can't say it in case he hears this. I've got something in mind, but can I find anywhere to do it for me? No. What are we making? We're making Cuban beef stew and Cuban pie today. So all we're doing at the minute is charring the onions, the carrots. Now we're going to whack in a load of peppers as well. These are frozen. They're frozen and chopped, ready for you. How easy is that? So I'm going to chuck half that bag in. So this is going to make 2 meals. Just keep going. So we want the pan to char off, and we want these veggies to be charred because that's going to add to the flavour. We're going Cuban. Hayley's new. Hello, Hayley. Thank you for tuning in. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. Some people get upset if I miss them, but sometimes when I'm not looking, I can't see the comments. If I'm far away from the camera, I can't see the comments. If I don't have my glasses on, I really can't see the comments. And if it's like, if you're going that fast, I can't see the comments. I can't read them quick enough. Hey Taz in Bronzecove. Hi Lynn, we're good, thank you. We are just charring our veg. If you are using frozen and they get a bit watery, you can whack your pan up or just drain off the excess water. Job done. Hey Jenny. Don't forget to share. Come on, we're going for massive views on this live. We can do it, guys. Is it spicy? No, not really, Jackie. You're all good. What's it got in it? It's got cider vinegar, chopped tomatoes, tomato puree, some cinnamon, some cumin, some smoked paprika, and some bay leaves. So no, it's not spicy. Not like Saturday when we did the vindaloo, which was hot, and I only used half the packet. How somebody puts more peppers, more chilies in that, I have no idea. It was hot. So those peppers have reduced right down, look. Carrots are on. I'm just going to drain off some of the liquid because of the frozen veg. I use a lot of frozen veg since we've been in lockdown and this year because I can't be bothered to go and queue at the supermarket. Thank you, Karen. Hey, Indira. Hope I said your name right because I do butcher names. Hi, Jean. Thank you for the share. Right, we are cooking on gas. We're going. Let's make sure we've got everything. Just need to char this. While that's charring, I might just make the mash over here, okay? Let me bring this pan over. So I've boiled my potatoes. You want about 750 to 900 grams of spuds. We're just going to mash them quickly. We'll do this while we're waiting, look. While that's bubbling and charring. So I'm not going to be able to make the top, put the whole pie together because this is going to have to cook for a few hours. But I'll post the pictures later so you can see it. It's gonna taste amazing. See, I can't see the comments when I'm over here mashing. Thanks for the shares, guys. I've missed something. I've missed that. It's gone. I can't see it. Sorry, missed a big comment. I'll do my best to go back through. But if you need me, the best thing to do is to message me. If you go to the top of the page, there's a get started section. Click on that and I'll get your message. And I'll work my way through it. So I'm doing this today so I don't have to cook tomorrow. I do this loads. I always cook 2 meals in one go. I'm busy. But it helps you stay on track as well. And even if you have time to cook tomorrow, if you freeze one of them, then you've got a meal ready for the day when you're busy. Right, mustard powder. I'm using the Coleman's one. Use whichever ones you can get. We want a tablespoon in here. That one's all gone now. Just keep stirring that. We want it charred, but we don't want it burnt, peeps. You'll have to watch later. No problem, Floss. Thank you for tuning in. See you in a bit. I'm expecting a delivery, so if the door goes, I'll have to go and get it. Right, I've opened the next one. Here we go. 1 tablespoon of mustard powder. Whack it in there. Then we're going to mash that in. Let's stick it on the finger now. We're making this while that's charring. Make sure you really give it a good mash or someone's going to get a spoonful of mustard powder. So give it a real good mix in. Get in there. If you're on a budget, this is going to do you a treat. And my kids will eat this. James will moan, but he'll eat a bit of it. Holly will wolf it down. And Andrew will love it. And I'll be on plan. Boom. I found to stay on plan, the best thing is to just keep doing different dinners. Otherwise, you're going to get bored, then you're going to get fed up, and then you're going to fall way off plan. Right, mash is nearly done, and then I'm going to finish that dinner. Right, that's well mixed up. Then we're going to drop an egg into the mash. That's going to make it really creamy. Somebody asked me that the other day. I can't remember who it was. I speak to a lot of people in a day. If you're wanting the Cuban beef stew recipe, it is in the Slimming World's SP Sensations book. I'm going to use up my spring onions as well because they're going to be off if I don't eat them. Look how creamy it is just for putting the egg in. Just mix that up. Right, I'm going to use these spring onions that I've got left. Hang on, because they're going to go off. So we'll use them quickly and whack them in. There we go. I'm quite tidy today. Look, I'm tidying as I go, people. I'm making you proud. I might only get an E today in cleanliness instead of a big fat F. I know the clean police get a bit like worried about me, don't they? Spring onions in there. Mash them into. Give it some welly. Oh, it smells good. The mustard gives it a real good kick. Right, mash is done. Put that in the sink. So I'm just going to cover that whilst we finish the stew. So the mash is done. Yes, egg in the mash makes it fab. Right. Next up in here, we're going to do all of the spices and I'm going to put them to one side once I've done. So, garlic. I'm going to use a really good handful. It's frozen, so it tends to not be as strong in flavour, I find. So a really good handful. But I'll post the recipe later. It says 3 cloves. Give that a stir in. Plenty of garlic. Keeps the vampires away. And your husband too, if he doesn't eat the dinner. Hi Lorraine, we're making Cuban beef stew and Cuban pie. Right, next up, where's my little measurers? We need, hang on, I'll do that last, I'll do the powders first. So we need cumin, ground cumin, no sins in this. And we need 2 teaspoons, let me take the top off, it's easier. 2 teaspoons of cumin. Get some little measurers if you haven't already done so. Come on. There we go. That's the cumin done. 2 teaspoons. Cinnamon. I've got big cinnamon. Holly loves cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, 2. Put it out of the way when you've done it, then you know what you've done. Smoked paprika. We want 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. Oh, come on. We've got some more in here. Hang on. Let me whack it to the bottom. Smells good. Come on. 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. I've done the garlic. A couple of bay leaves going in. Let's get them. Well, that wasn't much of one, was it? Let's find another one, another little one. I've just got these bay leaves, they're from Tesco's. Let me find another one. There we go, that's a little one. That can go in. Right, bay leaves are in, so hang on. Right, I'm going to give it a stir, then we're going to put the steak in. Hang on. And the chopped tomatoes. Tin of chopped tomatoes. Don't worry, I will post the rest. Oh, man. Don't you hate it when that happens? Dang it. I'm going to use this tin instead. But I will post the recipe later, so don't panic if you're thinking, oh my God, I can't even remember what on earth she has put in. Give it a good stir. Oh, it smells amazing. Smells good. Look how charred that pan is. Boom, it's coming along. It's coming along. Right, cider vinegar. This is just from Aldi as well, really cheap. We want 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. 1, 2. Right, everything's in, isn't it? Tomatoes, cider vinegar, bay leaves, garlic, paprika, cumin, puree. 4 tablespoons of tomato puree. I'm missing all of these comments because I'm concentrating that I'm not sticking the wrong thing in. So 4 tablespoons of this. 1, 2, I'm a bit of a guesstimator. 3, 4. If you want to be more accurate, you can use your measurers. But there's no sins in that. Don't guesstimate if it's got sins in. Do it properly. Oh yeah, looks good. Right, next. Lean diced beef. Just make sure any visible fat is chopped off. And then it's going to be free. We do not want to be thinning your meat. So I'm just going to get a set of scissors. And if there's any fatty bits, we'll chop it off quickly, like that bit. So don't just be tempted to chuck that in. Look, it's got a bit of fat on it. So just cut the edge off. I'm just going to go through, make sure I've not missed any. So the diced beef is oh, that bit didn't come off. Is 750 grams of lean diced meat. You could use braising steak or like steak, something like that. Casserole steak. Sling it in. Just make sure you're chopping off all your fat as you go. Make sure it's nice and lean. I always sift right through the packets, but to pick the leanest ones. It's looking good. Oh, here's some fatty bits. Let's get that off. I'll have a read through the comments. I can't look whilst I'm doing this. Sorry, guys. If anybody else can answer any questions, just type it out in the comments. Help me out. It's alright. 1. Oh, look at that bit of fat. Get that off. That bit's fatty as well. Gone. So we're making 2 meals and it's going to be really cheap if you're on a budget. Aldi's good if you're on a budget. We're almost there, it's almost in. And then we're going to talk about speed on plate before I go. No, that's a fatty bit. I need to give this a good stir in a sec. Right, there we go. Hang on, put that out of the way, wash your hands. Right, let's turn it down and stir it. Boom, here we go. Oh yeah. Smells good. Look at that, guys. Oh God, it's really heavy. I'm gonna have big muscles when I lift up that pan afterwards. Right, That is all in. Now we are going to top it, so just flatten it down, and we are going to cover it with water. Because this, we're going to bring it to the boil, and then we're going to leave it to simmer for like 2.5, 3 hours, and it's going to be really tender, so it will reduce right down. You put it on low for 4 to 6 hours, boom, yes. So I've covered it. I'm just going to give it another quick stir. We're going to bring it to the boil, and then we're going to leave that to cook for 2.5 to 3 hours, okay? I have done this in the slow cooker before, if somebody did ask that. Let me just bring it to the boil so I can see what's going on. So, right, I'm going to turn it round. Let me grab a plate so I can show you. So once that's cooked, it's going to reduce right down. So tonight, I'm going to serve it with, with some cauli rice or rice. I'm going to have cauli rice if we can get some in Tesco. And then I'm going to put veg on the side, okay? What veg? Any veg, whatever you like. I quite like the freezer packets that come like as a portion. They're really handy if you don't want to go to the supermarket much for your freezer. Now your plate, let's talk about this, okay? When you do this, just because that is free food and it's sin-free, doesn't mean you want to fill your plate like that, okay? With Slimming World, 1/3 of your plate wants to be speed food, okay? And there's a couple of reasons for that. If 1/3 of your plate is speed, you physically cannot put as much of the free food on your plate. So if you thought about it, if you were just filling that with free food and then you're going to eat it, you're going to consume a lot more calories than if you have 1/3 taken off in speed, okay? That bit of the plate is suddenly gone, like, hasn't it? There's 1/3, isn't it? You know what I mean. That bit of your plate is gone. So you can only put the free food here. Now, if you eat this speed first or try and eat it as you're going along, you're going to be fuller. So you might not even eat as much of that. So you're having less on your plate because you've put 1/3 speed on your plate. But you also might not eat all of the free stuff because you've filled up on the speed, and the speed is really, really good for you. That's what you want to be eating the majority of. So you want to make 1/3 of your plate speed where possible. Sometimes, like if I'm on an SP day, which is without the carbs, then I try to make it half speed. Sorry, what speed food? Speed food is your vegetables, so it's things like carrots, apples, oh gosh, I can't think off the top of my head, celery, green beans, cauliflower, stuff like that. It's going to fill you up, but it's also going to take up a good proportion of your plate, so you're not going to have loads of the free food. Where people go wrong is they think it's free, so I can eat loads of it. But that's not going to help you because you're still eating more calories. Or what I've heard a lot is they'll have their dinner, fill that with, let me turn that down now, just needs to go to simmering. They'll have their dinner and put all the free food over it and say, I'm going to have my apple for pudding. No. You're just consuming more calories. So 1/3 of your plate, speed, job done. Honestly, the difference, if you do that at every meal, the difference in your weight loss will be incredible. You've got a plate off of Amazon that shows your portions. Yeah, I think they have them at Slimming World, don't they? Where it's like all broken down of what it should be. But just 1/3 of your plate speed. If you like, these are huge plates, massive. If anybody else has got Denby pots, they are huge. If you're worried about eating too much as well, I've bought these smaller plates. They're so much smaller. They're like a normal size plate. These are huge. Get yourself a slightly smaller plate. That will help you too. And you want to stop when you're full. So just because it's free doesn't mean you want to keep eating it. Okay, well maybe you do because it's really tasty. But don't if you want to lose weight, okay? So I will post the pictures later. I will post the recipe later. Make sure you are following. I've just realised I've got like food splattered on my glasses. I'll post the pictures later. So what I'm going to do, this is going to cook. I'm going to turn it back around. The dinner is going to cook and that's going to reduce right down. When I serve it tonight, I will serve it with the rice and the speed, or the cauli rice. See, cauli rice is great because that's a good speed. And then the rest of it that's left over, I'm going to put in here. But I'm going to add in, because that is going to be reduced right down. It's quite a thick dinner. I'm going to add in, this is to make it go further. I'm going to add in a tin of taco beans and a tin of chopped tomatoes into what is left. And that is going to be the base of my Cuban pie. Then I'm just going to put my mashed potato on the top. Job done. Okay, so I'll post the pictures later. So that's 2 meals, 1 lot of cooking, and they're both going to be sin-free. 2 sin-free meals, job done. And all I've done, once we've ate that tonight, is just bulk it up with a tin of taco beans and a tin of tomatoes, and then put the mashed potato on the top. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please hit that share button, comment shared so I can find you for the next prize draw. If you do need any help, advice, just message me on the Get Started. I can't always get through all of the comments, but you can message me. That's the best way to get hold of me. Make sure you're following the page for the recipes. Okie doke. Can you send me the recipe for the cauliflower rice? All cauliflower rice is a cauliflower blitzed up. But personally, I buy it in frozen bags from Tesco because I'm lazy. And you whack it in the microwave, 3 minutes, job done, okay? That's your problem. I think I'm eating too much lately. Yes, so you've got, make sure 1/3 of your plate is speed, Jane. And if you can't, like, I have very little self-control. It's quite hard. Get a little bit smaller plate. Like it's not like a tea plate. It's still a dinner plate. It's just a bit smaller than the stupid Denby ones, which are massive and make you want to fill your plate. Okay? Yes, 2 healthy recipes, Elizabeth. Easy peasy, job done. And if you're not a family of 4, like these 2 meals are going to feed you for a week. Make them into smaller dishes and everything can be frozen. Don't waste anything. Thank you, Veronica and Laura and Claire. Right, I'm done. Gonna see you all tomorrow. See you later. What's that? Yes, you can buy the Aldi cauliflower in a tub thing. Cauliflower in a tub. Yes, you can. I just buy the frozen. I like frozen. Lasts longer. Right. Thank you very much. See you all later. Bye.